Hello and welcome to the Internet Advertising Podcast. I'm your host, Michael Gock. I have 18 years of experience in online advertising. Tune in to find out about the basics of placing ads on Google and Facebook and running newsletters. If you want to start advertising your business online or maybe tried before unsuccessfully, I'd like to help you with this podcast. I'll explain the basics so you can run your first ads, as well as explain some more advanced topics to make your campaigns perform better. I'd like to start by telling you how to advertise on Google. The service that allows this used to be called Google AdWords. Now it's just called Google Ads. You've definitely seen ads on Google if you've searched for anything, and who hasn't? They used to show up on the right side. Now for the past couple of years, they've been on top. So basically, if anyone searches for anything, say beauty salon, name of your city, the first three results they see are ads. Now most people either won't notice that they're ads, or even when they do notice that they're ads, they're just going to think that Google is telling them they're their most important, the best results, and they might not even click on the so-called organic results. So even if you have a website, and your website is showing up for the name of your business or the services you provide, if you're not paying for ads, you're best case scenario number 4, and probably a lot lower. Now, Google also offers ads on different properties on YouTube, on content sites, but for this episode, let's start with search ads. What do you have to do to start advertising on Google? Well, the first thing is you have to have your own website. It's nice if you have a fan page on Facebook. It's very good for contacting your clients. But for advertising on Google, you need your own website, your own domain. That's the only way you can advertise. Do you need to create a website? Go to internetadvertisingpodcast.com/Wix. That's WIX to create your website today. It can be daunting creating a new website. You need to purchase a domain, design the look of the site, pick a web host, and install CMS. Why don't you try an all-in-one solution? With Wix, you get hosting to put your website on, a website editor with over 500 beautiful designer-made templates that you can customize, industry-leading search engine optimization, analytics, a professional mailbox, and tons of other features like a web store if you want to sell online, or a booking engine. So whether you want to run an online store or blog, or you're a photographer, a musician, or you need a website for your bed and breakfast or a beauty salon, give Wix a try. Premium plans start at just $5 monthly when billed annually. Go to internetadvertisingpodcast.com/Wix and create a website for free. Try it out. When you have your website, you can start to create your Google Ads account. The first thing you do is choose your payment method. You can choose postpay or prepay. You can pay by wire transfer, credit card. I think the most comfortable method is just entering your credit card and having Google charge you automatically once in a while. But if you want to control your spending better, you can have a prepaid account. You transfer money into the account. You run your ads. Once the money runs out, the ads stop. You have to transfer the money again or pay by credit card again. That way you will never spend more than you wanted to. When you create a campaign, you can set the budget, how much you want to spend each day. Now, be careful, this is just the average daily budget. So if you say you want to spend $10 a day, they're going to try and make sure that you're not going to spend more than $10 daily on average during the month. But if you start running the ad and it's a Monday and there's a lot of traffic, you might spend $20. Then on a Sunday, you're going to spend $5, and on average, it's not going to be more than $10. Just don't be shocked that you're spending more than the budget. You set your bidding strategy, a lot of options. Usually for search, you want to start out by just paying per click. You can set goals. There are different goals. They're trying to optimize it for it. Right now, just, either choose the one you like or just choose a campaign without a goal. Now, the next thing is you choose a network where it shows up. You can choose the search network or the display network. Now, the display network is a totally different beast. Ads show up on sites, content sites next to articles, blogs, or they can show up on videos. When you're starting out, you don't want to show ads on the Google Display Network. You can get tons of impressions of ads, tons of clicks. It's basically a money well, but it's not going to be easy to optimize. I think I would start out with Google search ads. So be sure to just select that you want to show up on the search network, which is just people going to google.com, typing in keywords, and searching for something. You can select where the ad shows up. Now, this is important if you're running a local business, for example. You don't want to show up in the whole of the United States, just in your city where your clients are. If you have a product or website that's applicable to the whole United States, of course, you can run it there. You can choose a language. Now, this is important too, because if you, let's say you have two languages, English and Spanish, you want to have a separate campaign for each, because you don't want English language ads showing up to people searching in Spanish and vice versa. So try to keep the campaign for one language, one location. Don't mix and match, because it's not going to work well. You can choose the devices. You can show up on desktop. You can show up on mobile devices, tablets. You're probably going to want to show your ads everywhere, but if you have a website that is only geared towards mobile users, well, then turn off desktops. If you have a website that doesn't work on mobile devices, I think you have bigger problems. You should start there. Once you've created a campaign, in that campaign, you create ad groups. An ad group is a group of ads with a common theme. So let's say you're a photographer and you do wedding photography, but you also do photographs of families. You want one ad group to be about wedding photography and the other ad group to be about family photos. Because if you have one ad group, and this is a mistake a lot of beginners make, with all the ads and all the keywords in it, then if somebody's searching for wedding photography and they see an ad for family photos, they're not going to click. They're not interested. So make sure your ad group is one theme with tightly knit keywords, ads that align with those keywords. Once you have an ad group, you have to select a way to target those ads. What that means is you have to tell Google when you want those ads to show up. Now, there are different ways to target. You can target by demographic, you can target by what market they're in, but I think when you're starting out, the easiest way is just to enter some keywords to tell Google that you want your ads to show up when people enter those keywords. Now, make sure your keywords aren't too broad. Let's say you're a wedding photographer. Of course, you could enter wedding or wedding preparations. Most people will be looking for a wedding photographer. But if they're just entering wedding, they might be looking for a wedding venue. They might be looking for cakes. They might be just thinking about a wedding. They're probably not going to click on your ad. And if they do, there's a small chance they're going to contact you. So think of something more specific, like wedding photographer or wedding photographers, Springfield, Illinois, or maybe modern wedding photographer, Springfield, Illinois, or young wedding photographer. Anything that could be very specific. Of course, that makes sense to your services. The more specific, the better. There are going to be less people searching for it, but if they do click, they're going to convert a lot better. Once you have your ad groups and your keywords, you should create ads. It should be specific to the ad groups, so don't just create one ad and put it on all the ad groups. When a person searches and sees your ad, they should think, that's exactly what I was looking for. It's best if an ad contains the keyword, and what's very important, it should lead to a page about what the keyword is. So, do not make ads that lead to your main web page. If you, like in the example before, a wedding photographer, if you have an ad about wedding photographs, lead to a page about wedding photographs. If you also do family portraits, and somebody clicks on an ad about family portraits, they should land on a page about family portraits. If they land on your main page, they're not going to waste time looking for exactly what they wanted. They're just going to click back and click on a different ad. There are some things you can do to make your ads stand out, make them bigger. Easiest thing would be ad extensions. There are many types, but I just want to tell you about the most important ones. First one would be a call extension. You can add your phone number to your ad. If somebody's searching on a desktop, they see the phone number. If they're searching on a mobile device, they can just click on it and call. Very easy way to get in touch with you. There's also a site link extension, so you can show ads about one product, but have the ad show links to other pages on your website about different products, different services. Now, these extensions won't always show up. Google has their own algorithm to decide when they will. They'll usually show up when your ad is pretty high up in the search results. But you don't lose anything by adding an extension, and it might show up, might make your ad much bigger and easier to click on. There's also call-out extension where you can just add some descriptive text like free shipping. There's also a location extension where you can add your business address, your store hours. If you want that to show up in the ads, you can use these extensions. It might seem overwhelming at first when you see the account, but I think it's worth just creating one, clicking around, seeing how it works, setting small budget, $5, $10. If it doesn't work, you can try again. If it doesn't work again, you can ask somebody to help you. But the truth is, if you have small business, you have small budgets, there's a small chance you'll get somebody to help you if you're willing to spend $50 a month on ads. I think Google ads are easier to start with than, say, Facebook ads, where there's a myriad of targeting options and it's a lot easier to waste money. I've worked with several small business clients who had very good results with small budgets. They just turn on the ads when they need more clients, say photographers. When they're fully booked, turn them off. So just give it a try. Thank you for listening to the Internet Advertising Podcast. Visit us at internetadvertisingpodcast.com. To hear more, be sure to subscribe wherever you listen, in Apple Podcasts, Overcast, or your podcast client of choice. You can find me on Twitter at GawkMichael. That's GOCMICHAEL. Let me know what you'd like me to talk about.